Horseback, and there's a slanting of light from the east.
Oh, I miss it, son. I miss it terribly.
Yeah. So do I. You all right?
I don't know. You know, life is odd enough, but death, son, Lord God. They don't even give you a road map. Everything comes under scrutiny.
What brought this on?
I don't know. Something in the air. There's something stirring there. You feel it?
Yeah. You know, I've had some very odd dreams lately.
About your mother?
Yeah. You?
No. I'm dead, I don't dream, so I don't know what this sensation is that I've got. Although it's very similar to when Walter Singlefoot laced my tea with Kinnickinnick, then seemed to turn into a 12-foot alligator before my very eyes. I don't know, it feels as though your mother is very close.
Very close.
Fraser, I hope for your sake you're talking to a fish.
Hey, Ray, here, have a seat. I'll rig you up a line.
Caught anything?
No, but, you know, ice fishing takes patience.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna need a lot of that, Fraser, because there ain't no fish in here.
Well, how do you know that, Ray?
Because it's a city reservoir. Drinking water. No fish.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah. Just,
What?
I'm homesick. Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Okay. Set the hook, set the hook.
Get something.
Okay. Watch the drag, watch the drag.
Something big.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
Nice fish.
Ever since I can remember, I associated fishing with death.
Yeah, well, you catch a fish, the fish dies, then you eat the fish.
When I was a boy, I was in a camp, and the guy who ran the camp was a fisherman of sorts. He would throw a hand grenade into the pond, and when the fish came up, belly up, stunned, he just scooped him up with a net.
What was this, some sort of summer camp or something?
No. Auschwitz. Oh, come on, guys. I didn't mean to. Well, what else do we know about this man?
Yeah, his name is Cartwright. He has a couple of weapons charges and associated with bad people.
Very bad, judging from the way he died. Shot with a small rifle, probably manufactured in old Czechoslovakia, and the bullet tipped with thallium, deadly poison, probably manufactured in Bulgaria. So, there you go. Ballistics.
Looks like you get a meat set for a night.
I agree. Shall we?
Look, Mort, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that,
Come on, Ray. I didn't want you to feel sorry. I find life interesting. Even death I find interesting. But fishing is ridiculous.
dead guy.
Chicago PD, hold it.
Muldoon.
Know that guy?
I knew him.
What do you mean you knew him?
He died 30 years ago.
Who was this Muldoon?
Holloway Muldoon. He was a legend in the North. Gifted trapper and guide. The story has it he once carried an injured Hungarian Lepidopterus on his back for almost 200 miles through a raging blizzard. And underneath this heroic exterior, there lurked a criminal who for years had been trafficking in endangered species. Grizzly bladder, puma pelts, wolf fur. Yes, I know, boy. When my father went after him, the chase was epic. It lasted for a year and a half.
Year and a half?
It was personal.
You see, Muldoon's friendship with my father placed him above suspicion. The chase finally ended when Muldoon fell into 6 Mile Canyon.
Fraser, he's here in Chicago, so we did not fall into 6 Mile Canyon.
Apparently, he survived.
Look, all I know, Fraser, we got 2 dead guys, 3 scumbags shooting up Chicago with a grenade launcher. And a whole lot of work to do.
Is that about the gist of it?
Oh, that was just the tip of the iceberg, son.
Well, turns out that your car body was an associate of your fishing body. Name was Caesar Khalil. Simple sheet, actually. Receiving stolen goods, and oh, look, Hill Surprise, receiving stolen goods.
So he was a fence.
Detective, your powers of deduction make a guy's head spin.
Thanks.
This is interesting.
Makes no sense. It's...
I believe it's a code.
Looks like he had a meet set up for today.
This arrow would seem to indicate it was connected to last night's meeting.
Yeah, the only problem is we have no clue where this is happening.
Well, we know the last night's meeting was at Quincy in Orleans. So now taking this to be Orleans and this to be Quincy, that gives us 13 letters. Now, if we plug those letters into today's entry, we get...
O-L-C-O something something, next word something, R-U-C something, I-N something.
Trucking.
And assuming it to be trucking, that gives us the T, which gives us...
Olcott Trucking. It's that abandoned place on Wacker.
Very good, Francesca.
Rats.
Something wrong, Rick?
No, rats.
Ah, yes.
This place gives me the creeps.
Yeah, him too. He's never been fond of rodents.
Showtime.
Hold it right there! ECM, show down your weapons! Step out of the shadows! Show us your ID! Don't talk when I talk! This is not your jurisdiction.
That's odd, Agent Maddox, because the last time I checked the criminal code, homicide was still under state jurisdiction.
Let me make it clear. I go to meet a snitch. I don't need interference from some flatfoot city cop.
This from the boys who brought you Waco. Wake up! Your snitch is downstairs chilling at the cold meat party.
Gentlemen, perhaps it would be more productive to discuss the weapons smuggler.
It's none of your business.
Someone starts shooting up Chicago with a grenade launcher, I figure it's my business.
Wrong, Lieutenant. This is our case. You keep your nose clear.
For the record, Waco was an act of God.
So?
So officially you're off the case. Hey, if somebody wanted to take this case up as a hobby, everyone should have a hobby.
See, everything my father ever did is in here. Cross-referenced by criminal and by crime.
Now, the filing is a little crude.
Crude?
But brilliant.
Smart boy.
It's a fine Muldoon.
What's up?
There's a period of 3 weeks where there's no entry.
Maybe he was busy.
No, I don't think so. The silence begins with the day my mother died.
Aha! You see, I find Muldoon by simply flipping to page 6 of volume 9.
I'd have rearranged the landscape, torn down the mountains and diverted the rivers to catch Muldoon. And I only had the slimmest of clues. He always managed to be where no one expected him to be. And usually that was where he had just been.
Anything?
He doubles back on himself.
He doubles back on himself, does he, Fraser? We were waiting here for 2 days. All I got is a nose that runs faster than a 3-year-old at the Kentucky Derby. Look, I'm Dunsky. I'm out of here. Had enough of this. Chicago PD!
It's Russian lettering.
What's it say?
Well, my Russian's a little bit rusty, but I think it's nerve gas. And this one. Oh, dear. You have any gum? We're in luck. Seems to be holding. Well, you know, at first glance, you wouldn't assume that gum and string would be able to... What's wrong with you?
I got it.
You got what?
Gas. I've been gassed.
Oh, no, Ray, I shouldn't think you'd actually been gassed.
I got tingling. My hands are tingling. I'm tingling all over.
Ray, if you'd actually been exposed to nerve gas, you'd be experiencing different symptoms.
Like what?
Well, you'd have difficulty breathing.
Yeah.
You'd probably feel a little bit dizzy. You might feel as though you want to vomit. You'd probably start bleeding out of your nose. Your bowels would release. Most of all, though, you'd probably be unconscious and dead.
Oh. I get nervous. I got a bit nervous. Okay. My bowels seem okay.
I'm relieved.
What'd you find?
It's a footprint belonging, I think, to the driver of the car, in which case we can assume reasonably that he was, or he is, an employee of the Hotel California.
You cannot tell that by a footprint, Fraser. I don't care if you can track muskox across the Atlantic Ocean, you cannot tell where a person works by their footprint. Oh.
Yes. A pretty good idea which direction this wind is blowing. Phone. No, a real phone, one with a dial.
Gas? You say you have gas, sir?
A powerful gas. It could wipe out thousands, possibly even more.
I see. Do you have any idea as to the source of this gas?
Russian in origin. And there seem to be any number of clues, none of which I can recall at the moment, that indicate that they pose a dire threat to the city of Chicago.
Chicago?
Get this straight, son. This is the lethal gas. This could wipe out big cities all across North America.
Have you considered consulting a physician, sir?
Son, I think that you probably have been hit by the dump stick. Would you put me on through to your superior, please?
Yes, sir.
Inspector Thatcher.
Inspector, one word. Diethylaminoethoxy cyanophosphine oxide.
Oh, my God.
1 milligram of that could kill a man.
Or a woman.
Well, I don't know what it would take to kill a woman. Could be 1, could be 10. But that's not important. The important thing is there's a darker thread to this story. And it has all the telltale signs of Muldoon, one of the foulest scum who ever walked the earth. Next to Howard Stern, that is. But it doesn't make sense. Because he's been dead for 30 years.
Unfortunately, rumors of Muldoon's death may have been greatly exaggerated.
Ah, I see. And, Constable Fraser, how's he taking this?
With his usual keenness? Why?
Then he doesn't know.
Know what?
About Muldoon and his mother. I have half a mind to get down to Chicago and take a crack at Muldoon myself. But my detachment is green. Better to have somebody up here at this end of the trail.
We do put the mark on the soles. Makes the boots part of a uniform, discourages theft. The only problem is they became something of a collector's item and everyone was stealing them.
You see, and how many were size 16 double wide?
How'd you know the size?
Well, we saw the print, Ray.
Saw the print.
One pair, size 16 double wide.
And they belong to
Toe Blake.
Toe Blake?
Big Toe Blake is his full name. We had to let him go for stealing. Naturally, he stole his boots when he left.
Naturally.
Big guy, big toe, big.
How big?
Very big. You know, Ray, it's really a question of leverage. It's not like bulldogging a steer.
Wrestling in the elevator.
For some time now, Ottawa has suspected that Russian military equipment was being smuggled through Canada for sale throughout the world. Naturally, headquarters wants it stopped immediately.
Naturally.
This particular case that Sergeant Frobisher is working on involves poisonous gas, which is quite dangerous, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that about poisonous gas.
This particular gas, though, is a variant on Russian Tabun, which is in fact dimethylaminoethoxycyanophosphine oxide. Frobisher feels that the shipment is in fact large enough to basically obliterate several small cities. It's really quite exciting.
Exciting.
Well, at the risk of sounding self-absorbed, a successful resolution to a case of this magnitude could provide me with a promotion and a transfer to Toronto.
You're going to Toronto? That's great. For you, of course. And, you know, if there's anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask. I mean, a lift to the airport and...
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So, I guess Fraser will be taking over for you then, right? Probably getting a brand new income, maybe a big house, a bedroom.
Constable Fraser is my second in command. He's coming with me.
Huey! Huey!
Okay, big pal.
Hey! Hey, come on!
Come on.
We have to talk.
You're touching me.
Oh.
I'm like a cab. When a guy hires me to drive, I drive.
And if the guy buys crates of nerve gas, that's none of your business?
Look at him. Incredible, isn't he?
He's huge. I'd say at least 400.
No, not him. Fraser. Look at him.
Nerve gas can kill thousands of people. You know how many years you're gonna do for killing thousands of people?
You know how many times they can execute you?
He was born on the tundra. I mean, that's where he belongs. You'll kill him if you take him to Toronto.
That's a bit drastic, don't you think?
Look, I've been to Toronto, okay? Trust me, nothing can survive there. Look at him. I mean, really look at him.
He's some out-of-town talent. I got hired to ferret around, and I don't know nothing about no gas.
Look, pal, you had better know something about him.
I picked him up at a hotel.
Which hotel?
Where I used to work.
California.
Let's go.
What? That man. I think I've seen him before. All right, I'll take the stairs.
Hang on. Use your phone. I'll call you to floors. 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. Hear me? 14.
Clearly, Ray.
15. 24. That's it, Fraser. 24. I'm on my way.
You sure this is the guy you've already saw?
Positive.
Housekeeping!
Ray.
Ray?
Ray Vecchio.
Ray Vecchio?
Oh, dear.
What's going on here? I was under the impression I was going to meet someone called Armando Langostini from the Iguana family, Southwest Branch.
You are?
So who the hell is Ray Vecchio?
How the hell should I know?
Perhaps I could explain.
Perhaps you should shut up.
Perhaps he should talk. Don't I know you?
Not directly, no. I first came to Chicago on the trail of the killers of
Fraser, not now.
Fraser?
Who are you?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What do you mean?
What do they call you?
Who?
Am I still speaking English here or what?
Yes, boss. Beautiful English.
What's it gonna be, funny guy?
You mean my name? Or that? Here.
Ray Vecchio, Chicago PD.
You bring cops to a meet?
It's your room, pal.
They followed you in.
Meaning what?
Meaning this whole setup smelled from the get-go. Who are you, buddy? I've seen you before.
Yeah, dead guy. Get up. Let's go, get up. Bathroom. Hardball with the Iguana family, you better have hard balls. Still in the game?
I'm always in the game. Okay. Backup location. 9 o'clock. Remember what I said before? I don't wait.
Hey, boss, you still got a little bit of blood, right? Yeah, all right. Clean up the bodies. So long, Armando Langostini. It's been good knowing you. For a full year, I am deep undercover. Never waiting in line, always getting the best tables at the best restaurants. I live in a 9,000 square foot adobe house at the edge of the desert with a butler named Nero who brings me buttermilk night and day. And everywhere I go, I sit in the back seat of a black limo with my elbow on the gangster lean. And all this, you wipe out with one word?
It's good to see you, Ray.
It's good to see you too, Benny.
Oh, Benny, that's cute.
You realize you could have got us all killed.
Well, I'm sorry. It's just I was so pleasantly surprised to see you that I
Said something completely stupid?
Yes.
Yeah, this is 317. I need a cleanup unit at 2409. Right. So you're me.
And you're not you.
That's a good one. Unlike the clothes.
Something wrong with them?
Well, nothing if you're a bag lady. Well, you see, I had a rep. I was a slick dresser.
Oh, yeah, you're like a style pig, you mean?
You kill me, funny guy. I see it's gonna take a lot of work to get my reputation back in place.
What place was that?
Well, you see, these three goons are gonna get one call each. They're gonna call Vegas. And when they do, Armando Langostini's gonna go up like flash paper. Time to get my old life back.
That's my life.
I'm afraid it is. What are you grinning about?
I knew you two would hit it off.
Muldoon has weaponry for sale and a buyer. It just needs somebody to broker the deal. So the ATF places two agents, a Khalil and a Cartwright. Muldoon makes the agents and kills them both, so the ATF suspects an inside leak. They turn to the FBI, who turns to me, Armando Langostini. Mob brokers the deal.
And how does the deal work?
2 stages. The first was the nerve gas that you stumbled upon, and all we know about the second is that it's big and it's scary.
And who's the buyer?
Again, don't know. Very cagey, very secret. The basic idea was that I would broker the deal, and then we'd nail Muldoon and the buyer.
Which doesn't work out.
Because Fraser and Ray show up and blow the whole thing right out of the water.
But
So what now?
The meet with Muldoon is set for 9. My cover should hold till then. That's our window.
All right, we gotta move.
You and Dewey, you run down everything on a location, the whole layout, all right?
Francesca, pull everything on Muldoon. Any possible connection. Fraser, you run it from your end. All right? We got 6 hours. Let's use them. Ray.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you can see this is gonna be confusing, huh? Look, you be Ray Vecchio because you were Ray Vecchio to start with.
Right.
And, who am I?
Good question. Well, you could be Stanley Kowalski.
Stanley Kowalski?
His father had a big thing for Marlon Brando.
So, I just, Okay.
Later, Stanley. Sir.
What do you think of me?
What do I think of you?
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is you're asking me.
I guess that pretty much sums up what you think of me. It's just, when I think of the sheer hours of female tonnage that I have put into this relationship, you know, the dedication and the patience and the night heart-to-heart talks, even if you weren't there, I just kind of hoped or thought that you would tell me.
I'm sorry, Francesca. Tell you what?
That you're going home.
We're going home, sir?
If we're present for the capture of Muldoon, we could virtually guarantee ourselves a transfer. By the way, what is the connection between your mother and Muldoon?
Don't you mean my father and Muldoon?
Oh, I was quite sure that Frobisher said your mother, but as I understand it, he's been having some digestive problems, so... Do you ever think about it, Fraser?
Digestive problems?
Home.
Oh, home, yes.
As do I. The air, the shopping, the cafe lattes. I miss Toronto like you'd miss an old boyfriend you'd discarded.
Toronto, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just that when you say home, I tend to think a little further north.
Oh.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
How can you work in this mess?
No worse than piles of crap you left all over the place.
Yeah, well, my piles of crap were organized.
My mess is organized.
Well, why don't you just organize it someplace else?
Okay. Is that good?
You got a problem?
Maybe, just maybe. I don't like the way you're sashaying around trying to take over everything.
This is my desk. It's my life. Now you get over it.
Oh, you get over this.
Oh, okay, all right. Back off, Kowalski. That's my brother you're talking to, so just stay out of his face. And you, they give you testosterone shots in the mob or what? Work.
Listen,
Hey, forget about it. It's just, so sudden. I mean, I knew you were coming back. I just didn't think it would be, so soon, so.
I know. I mean, it feels like you died and you didn't get everything done. You know, that's how I felt when I walked out of here.
How's Vegas been?
Undercover's lonely.
That it is.
Well, you got Fraser.
Right.
Why have you, what?
Finish your sentence, son. An incomplete sentence is an early indicator of a softening mind.
You were going to leave without telling me? What else haven't you told me?
About what specifically?
Holloway Muldoon.
Someone's been talking out of turn.
Your diaries. Buck Frobisher.
I've hidden some things from you, son, for your own good. Muldoon was one of them. I want you to believe me when I say the man was truly evil. I just didn't see it. I trusted him. I invited him into our home. I called him my friend. By the time I caught up with him, I wasn't thinking.
So he didn't fall into 6 Mile Canyon, did he?
I killed him. I tried to, anyway. I imagine that's why I'm still here. To try and make up for it in some way.
But where are you going now?
to tend to something I should have tended to a long time ago. I'll come back. Until I do, stay alert. And get Muldoon for me. And for your mother. And Benton, don't make my mistake. Do it right.
You know, Benny, the desert's okay, and Nero does up a great buttermilk. But this is the stuff I miss. The old times, huh? Yeah. Remember that time you locked us in that vault? Yeah. And the water kept rising until we almost drowned? Yeah. You know what I just said about missing all this? Mm-hmm. Forget I ever said it. Understood.
You ever feel like you don't know who you are? Like if you weren't around somebody, or that somebody wasn't around you, that you wouldn't be you? Or at least not the you that you think you are? You know, you ever feel like that?
Never.
Me neither.
Wish me luck. You don't need it.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
What? What are you doing? We're practicing. For what? Pass yourself off as two guys with serious head wounds?
No, the one-liner. We finally got the club. We're gonna open up a comedy club.
Yeah. Oh, God. God help us all.
I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Forgiveness, maybe? And I know I should have come here when I was alive. I was too apprehensive. Now I'm dead. But of course, there's nothing preventing you from showing up here, Caroline. It's not as though we're not in the same place. At least I hope we still are. I miss you. And I worry about our son. I worry that I haven't told him. Not everything. And now he'll find out on his own. I hope he's all right.
Fraser! What are you guys doing here? Looking for our guy. That guy was our guy way before he was your guy.
Where'd they go? Jumpy.
It's his place.
Hey!
Jumpy.
Corridor branches off.
Our bust. The pig's eye.
Our guy set up the meat.
He's our guy, and you nearly got him killed.
They split up. We'll take these guys.
I'll do it this way, sir.
See my glasses.
Forget it. Let's go.
We don't have to go there.
Up these stairs?
No, to Toronto. I mean, if you don't, we could go somewhere else.
Understood. Shall we?
Yes.
Get out of here!
How's those glasses coming?
I got them. They were stuck in the lining of my coat.
Surrender, Muldoon. Your ammunition is spent. You have nowhere to go.
I still have this nerve gas, Benton.
You recognize me?
Something twigged in that hotel room. Made me think of your father. And you know what? He didn't get me, and I don't believe you will either.
You know I'll never give up.
Well, that'll make 2 members of your family that I've killed then. Oh, your father didn't tell you? That's negligent parenting, that is. Your father wanted to arrest me, but I had this shotgun, an ugly affair passed down from an uncle. Your mother was a pretty woman, Benton, but when I shot her, she dropped like a big old sack of potatoes. 60 seconds. You got 60 seconds. And then the nerve gas blows.
Give me your gun! Give it to me!
How the hell do we ever work this with Frazier, Dono? Go.
We're gonna have to bridge this contact and cut these two wires while upside down.
35 seconds. Let's synchronize our breathing.
Right. Ready? 1.
2.
3.
They don't really know whether, I mean, it's still in him, so, you can go in and see him if you want, but he's still out.
Francesca. I've been thinking about what you said about our, and I know that I don't often say, I mean, I'm not particularly skilled at expressing.
Franny, he likes you.
I know.
I'm glad.
So you found out, son.
Why didn't you tell me?
It seems Miss guided now, but you were so young at the time. Just a young boy. I was full of rage. I didn't want to pass that to you. I wanted to protect you.
He killed my mother. I would have done the same as you.
I hope not, Ben. I hope you never get a chance to find out.
Still talking to yourself, Penny? Right. It's just flesh wound. You know, I've been waiting all my life to say that. It's not as much fun as I thought it would be. Just like old times, huh? Unhappily, yes. Do you Mounties still always get your man? We try to. Go get him, Penny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for you.
Yes. I see.
Right. Thank you kindly. That was Constable Turnbull. Frobisher has questioned some of Muldoon's known associates, and apparently whenever he's in this vicinity, he uses a small airstrip known as Trumbull Field.
So, what? We're still partners?
If you'll have me.
Chicago Ground Control, Whiskey Tanker Ball 19, requesting taxi clearance for runway 3.
The hell was that? Metal fatigue.